What a pleasure. So great to have you here.
Thank you.
You're prolific, aren't you? How many films are you in for this festival?
It's just 3 films this festival, so yeah, it's a good year.
And can you remember what this one's about? Can you give us a brief intro?
Yeah, totally. So this is a film about Marianne Faithfull, and it's a brainchild of Ian and Jane's, and they've created this kind of. It's so difficult to describe because it's not a documentary, but it's a non-fiction film with a fictional setting that opens up. They've created this place called the Ministry of Not Forgetting that basically reevaluates people who have been let down by the way they've been represented in the press. And Marianne Faithfull is their first subject. And so that is the seed from which the film blossoms.
Led by none other than Tilda Swinton.
With Tilda, with a whole cast of amazing people, great musicians, have got performances with like MacKay, Courtney, like a whole gang of people. All again through Ian and Jane bringing everyone together.
Well, it does seem like you're at the height of your powers. How do you go about choosing your projects, and why did this one call out to you?
This one, to be honest, is my relationship to Ian and Jane. Like, I've done a number of projects with Ian and Jane, and I consider them dear friends and just really admire them as artists. You know, the stuff they do is always so creative, so unique, so uniquely theirs. And to be honest, I didn't know a huge amount about Marianne Faithfull before they told me about the project and asked if I'd be a part of it. And I just want to do anything that they want to do with me and continue that working relationship. So it was Ian and Jane that was the reason to do this, hands down.
And it does feel like there's lots of women through history, in the arts, even recently, who've never really been celebrated as much as they should have done. What is it about Marianne Faithfull that we really need to celebrate, and why this film about her?
Just that she has this epic career that has been overlooked. She's an amazing artist and truly purely creative and influenced so many people. And she's been tarnished by a sexist press who has just sort of sensationalized and warped happenings around her to kind of blow them up to something that's distracted from all the artistic brilliance that she gave us, and that she was. So yeah, that's what the film's about, reevaluating that.
And why do you think that kind of thing happens? You know, and are we still in that moment? Have we really moved on? In fact, you know, the fact she was still categorised as Mick Jagger's ex-wife or ex-partner.
Yeah, I think things have moved on for sure, but I think things are still massively like patriarchal as well. I think we still live within a patriarchy. Yeah, so things have moved and progressed, but there's still work to be done for sure.
And tell us about the role you play in the film. What was the prep like? Did you have to sort of like buff up quite a lot? I mean, even some of the lines you have to deliver, like, you know, you come off as someone who's got absolute every detail to hand, so you had to be able to know that for yourself too.
Yeah, it was a mad process, to be honest. There was a lot of research, relatively short amount of time beforehand, and then Jane and Ian, we constructed a bunch of interview sort of scripts, which I would learn as best as I could, but obviously that was just one side of a dialogue, which when we came to have was totally unscripted, so I had to follow it. And they were basically a way to sort of order the archive that I would show Marianne. And then I also had an earpiece in so that the guys could direct me live as to like, kind of like a tele-interview of, you know, push harder on that, leave, you know, move away from that. So it was this great prepared live interview experience in character, slightly as myself, slightly as someone else. It was a great sort of mush of things. But again, that's why I love Jane and Ian's work. There are so many things at once in the most beautiful way. So yeah, it was like nothing I've ever done before.
Favorite moment, most surprising moment?
I always think it's a very subtle moment in the film, but Marianne's first husband came and was part of the film as well. And when they met, they kissed, and it was just so lovely. Like, you know, it's a relationship long gone. They're both with other people at the time, but there was such like love, you know, between them, just in terms of just like a real sort of mutual gesture. And it's such a small moment, but it's made it into the film, and I love that. It's just the way that, you know, there's no bad blood. It's just a real loving between two people, and I think the film is very loving. So that for me always sticks out, that moment.
And in terms of the takeaways, I guess people getting educated about Marianne Faithfull, but perhaps also a greater appreciation of artists in our past, particularly female artists, that haven't been given their due in lots of ways. And perhaps we need to, you know, celebrate better and, you know, sort of reevaluate the way that we've judged them in the past.
Yeah, and also just pay attention to the work rather than the stories, you know, pay attention to the music, pay attention to the films, pay attention to the paintings, whatever it is that people are doing. there's often some of those narratives behind them are exciting and salacious or just, intriguing. And sometimes they deepen an understanding of what that work is. But sometimes just look at the work.
Do you want to say a few words about the other things you're working on here? How's this LFF going for you? Is it all a whirlwind?
It's great. This is the first one. So on Monday, it's Mark Jenkins' film, Rosa Nevada, which I'm very proud to be a part of. And then the Tuesday, it's Pablo Chapero's And Sons, which is led by Bill Nighy and was just the one. And, it's Johnny Flynn, Noah Jupe and Melda Staunton and all these it's a great cast to be a part of. So I haven't seen it yet, so I'm intrigued to see that.
Any scratches you haven't yet itched? Oh, you're already doing so well.
So many. So all the scratches and itches. No, so much more to do.
Who would be on your bucket list?
Paul Thomas Anderson. So many that I don't know about as well.
Right. Well, really enjoy the rest of London Film Festival.
Thank you.
Congrats on this one. See you soon. Thank you.